welcome to my channel. If you want to know the technique of how you achieve your ideal eyebrow, just keep on watching. This is back to basic, how to draw your eyebrow. So you can skip this part if you would like to go to the main topic, but right now I like to talk a little bit. Alright, this is actually a requested video by a friend of mine from the Philippines, Jerica Pertosa. She requested for an eyebrow tutorial. So I'm going to use English language throughout this video to reach out all the ladies out there who has difficulties doing their eyebrow like me. Honestly, eyebrow is the most difficult part of my face that I do every time I do my makeup. But then as I went through a daily routine doing my own makeup, it somehow makes it easier. So it takes a lot of practice to do your eyebrow. You cannot make it perfect as one go. You have to do it like every day. And our eyebrow are not twins, alright? They are not identical. So most of us, we have asymmetric eyebrow like me. So that means my eyebrow is not even. As you could see, this is a little bit lower and longer, but this one is a little bit higher and shorter. How to balance them out takes me a lot of practice to do that, but then there is a technique that you can do to make it easier for you to trace them. It's called mapping. Mapping is a classic three-way steps that you can use to trace your eyebrow and to know the ideal shape of your brow according to the shape of your face. Through mapping, it would help you to know the lines, where to start and where to end. So it would make it easier for you guys to trace then the eyebrow. Oh, guys, I'm not claiming that this is the only way or the standard way for you to do your eyebrow, because we all know we all have different shape of face, different shape of eyebrow. So this is just the technique that really works for me. And after I've done this, I don't have to map anymore because I already know where to start the brow and where to end. So I hope it really would help you as much as it did for me. Alright, so this is very basic. So if you are very good already with your eyebrows, so this video is probably not for you. Alright, this is only for my friends that are seeking out there to help them to shape their eyebrow in a basic way. Alright, so let's go and do the mapping. Guys, I'm going to explain this as detailed as possible. So I have a chart here and you would need a ruler. Let's start over here. This is the starting of your eyebrow. So we call this letter A or point A, the start. Okay, starting of your eyebrow. And then this is letter B, where the highest point or the arch of your eyebrow. Okay, that's where your pen will bend. And letter C, of course, the ending of the eyebrow. To trace the highest point of your eyebrow is very, very important because that's where we all mess up, right? The highest point. Where to trace the highest point? Okay, as you can see, this is the iris. You need to look straight to the mirror. To the edge of the iris, which is here, that's where the highest point, that's where you trace the highest point. So example like that. So this is the highest point, okay? The edge of the iris. Some will do like 0.3 cm from the edge of the iris. That's also okay, not to confuse yourself to begin with, just trace the arch with the iris. So we don't have nose here, we have nose here. So to trace the starting of your eyebrow or the starting of the pencil, you would need to refer to your nose. So this is the nose, this is the edge of the nose, this is the crease of the nose. So from the crease of your nose to the starting of your eyebrow, you have to draw a line, alright? Or you don't even need to draw a line, you just have to use probably a ruler to do that. So that's your letter A, or the starting point. So for the highest point, which is here, again, you know where it is, right? Let's try to make a straight line over there. That's another thing, but let's do it here, okay? So that you won't get confused. Okay, so still from the crease of your nose, not to the end of your nose, but the crease of your nose. So this is the highest point, okay? That's letter B. And then for the end of your eyebrow, it's gonna be different because you have to go to the edge of your nose, which is here. It's not the crease of your nose, but the end of your nose. And you have to make a 45-degree. Okay? So when I say 45-degree, I'm not so good at math, but of course you can see that one. This is the line, and this should be 90-degree, right? Just eyeball it. Okay. This is the half of it, right? So that's where the end of your eyebrow. That sounds complicated, but I would tell you that it's really not complicated at all. So this is just the basic thing that you need to remember: where to start, where to do your arch, and where to end the eyebrow. So this is only a explanation. So let's go and draw my own eyebrow. I'm going to use an angled brush, and I'm going to use a brow gel ruler. Okay, now you have to trace the starting point of your eyebrow. So again, the crease of your nose is over here. Okay, this the end, this the crease. So let's do, I cannot see actually, but I will try to. It's here. The starting of your eyebrow. So let's trace, that's letter A, right? So let's trace the letter B, the edge of your iris. So I will trace, look straight. So that is the edge of your iris when you look straight. When I look straight, okay, of course. So here, that's my highest point. So the end of my eyebrow, which is from here. So remember, this is your reference, all right? So 45 degrees right here. You see, because if you do a 90-degree, then it should be right here, right? So you see, 45-degree, this should be half. Okay, this is also very important because you have to remember, when you do your eyebrow, I would encourage you not to start from here, all right? Because when you start from here, what will be the tendency is when you start doing like that, filling up everything from there, going over there, and from here, dragging it towards the end, you will have a box eyebrow. What does a box eyebrow look like? This. And you don't want that because box eyebrow is not natural. So I would probably make a box eyebrow or natural eyebrow, but that would be for later on. For this video, I will just concentrate on shaping your eyebrow and making it more look natural, alright? So let's do a natural eyebrow look. So when you do the bottom, again, I don't encourage you to start from here. So I always start like maybe kind of 0.3 cm from the starting point, which is here, okay? So let's do like that. And then very minimal product. If you're using pencil, very slight stroke, all right? Don't just dip it in like you're very angry with your eyebrow, all right? Just a little bit like that. Let's do the top. So again, I would not start from here, from the starting point. I would start like a little bit further down here. Just follow the line of your eyebrow, okay? You cannot go wrong with that because we all have lines in our eyebrow. Unless if you don't have, then that's gonna be a lot difficult for you to do because you have to draw it manually, all right? So you stop right there and then you do the arch, all right? Do the arch. That's really a big arch. I think I was so overwhelmed and excited to do that. So if you mess up,
okay, let's get, wait, hold on.
There's two ways you can do if you mess up. The very usual way that you can do is to get a flat brush with a concealer, and then you tap it right there, and then you clean it. All right, you clean it. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, example, if you mess up, this is back to basic, so I have to show you guys some basic technique. Okay, so if you mess up like that, clean it with the flat brush and just drag it. All right, like that, so it's not visible anymore. But then again, if you don't have a flat brush and you don't have a concealer, example, if you're in a hurry, and then let's smudge it again, okay, just for you to see. Example, like that, you make it a lot higher, and then you don't want that one because it's too high. Cotton buds, it's very important, right? Always use cotton buds and just clean it. See, it will clean it for you. Here I'm just filling in the hairs in the middle from the product that has left in the brush. And for the thickness, you have to be able to see how thick you want your eyebrow to be. So if you want thick, then you have to draw it thicker, but it has to be balanced to your desired eyebrow. It should not be too thick. Now let's try to do the other part. Okay, now without the ruler, I will do it according to this one, okay? Because the ruler is very, very complicated. Quite far it's from here. Look straight. The edge of your iris, it should be here. So in time, you don't really need any ruler for this, because if you know the technique, then you don't need to. Okay, now let's trace it. Okay, that should be good. And then you have to go down. And then you do the bottom. Again, I start from here, not from there. And then whatever product you have in your angled brush or pencil, just a very light stroke, alright? Very light stroke, you can do like this. Or you can do the upward motion to make it look natural. Please, please don't overwhelm your eyebrow with a very dark shade from the starting point. Okay, you see, as you see this one, this is actually my starting point. But I didn't go there because I don't have hairs in there, right? But that means that I have to do a lot of work to cover that up. Let's try to cover that up, okay? That's why spoolie is very handy. You need to have a spoolie. That's okay for me, because if I have to dip in a lot of product in there, I'm afraid that it will overwhelm my eyebrow and it will eventually turn black, and I don't like that. So this part, we have the dots there, then clean it with the cotton buds. Just clear that out. So in makeup, cotton buds is your best friend, okay? If you don't have a sponge or whatever it is, always use cotton buds. Because sometimes I'm also paranoid, sometimes I can see things that I don't like, and then I go back and assess them and review, and then I can see a lot of things which wasn't there the first place. Actually highlight to you guys that to balance them, I mentioned that this is lower and this is higher, right? But then whenever I balance my eyebrow and make them even, the lowest eyebrow, or the lowest eyebrow, of course we have, for me this one is the lowest one, right? I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but this is my lowest one and this is the highest one. Let's erase this, okay? So what I do is I draw an imaginary line. So from here, example, this is where I trace. The lowest eyebrow is where I that's my preference. That's where I start to trace. From there to here. You see how it doesn't align? You see that one? That's supposed to be here. All right? And this one is also lower than this one, as you could see. So that's why I have to align that. So I have to add something on this part. Okay, just add something there and stop talking. See that one? Like that, okay? Just an example for you guys. And then from in this part, I also need to put more on the top because to align them. You see? So now they're relatively balanced. So here I modify on the top. Here I modify on the bottom to make them balance. So you see how complicated eyebrows can be? But then practice, please. If you don't practice, this would make it harder for you. So as you can see, this one is still a little bit longer than this one, and this one is a little bit thicker than this, so I will fill that in a little bit. Okay, and then with my cotton buds, I'll try to cut this part, okay, because I think it's a little bit long. So I think this one is okay and relatively acceptable for me. So now let's review of what we have discussed earlier. So trace your A, which is the starting of your eyebrow, which is here. All right, that's the one. And then go to letter B, which is the arch of your eyebrow. All right. Okay, somebody has arrived. And then letter C is in the end of your the end of your nose over here. The edge of your nose, sorry, the edge of your nose to here. All right, so look straight. You trace the arch of your, okay, so difficult to look straight. All right, so over here. All right, so I hope this video, guys, helps you a lot and you learn something from this video, because that's the purpose of this video, so that you can learn something. I know this is quite long and I'm sorry that it's very long. Thank you for your patience. And once again, this video is not the standard ways of shaping your eyebrow or mapping your eyebrow. There's a lot of ways over there, but this is just the way I do my eyebrow and it always works for me. That's why I share it with you guys. All right, thank you for watching, and if you do have any request, any tutorial that you want to know, or if I know any of them, then I would be honored to share it with you guys. All right, and then thank you so much for watching. I will see you again on my next video. Bye bye.